Hello and welcome to Animal Reserve. This is Book 1, Challenge 10. And yes, my friends, this is an on your own problem. So you should have solved the entire problem on your own, and now you're watching this video just to make sure you did everything correctly. Without further ado, let us move on to our scenario. You are trying to protect a family of hibernating grizzly bears. Their home is in the Polygon area shown below, right down here. They're living way up there in the mountains, and they're way up there because they're hibernating, aren't they? That is correct. In order to protect this animal reserve, you must solve for the area of their home. See the measurements below. We got the height here of 7 kilometers, and the base all the way across here for the bottom base, base 2, is 12 kilometers, and this top base up here, base 1, is 4 kilometers. And you must solve for how many square kilometers are in this animal reserve right here. Without further ado, let's move on and start solving this problem. First of all, we are dealing with a trapezoid. So you see this polygon here is definitely a trapezoid. And let's talk about the formula for solving for a trapezoid. And the formula, I'm going to write it right up here. And it is A equals base 1 plus base 2, and that all gets divided by 2, right? And then we multiply by the height. Now let's talk about why this formula works, okay? So you've got base 1 here, and you got base 2 here, right? And then if you divide these by 2, you create a rectangle, and then it becomes just base times height, right? So now watch, let me show you what I mean by that. I'm gonna grab this and make a rectangle out of this. I'm going to make it green. So I'm going to, first of all, do the whole thing here, okay? So let's do, whoops, that's a little high. So see if we can, okay, that's about right, okay? So now, if you notice here, you've got the top base, which only goes from there to there, right? And just goes right along there, right? Then you've got the bottom base, which extends from here, all the way to there, right? Well, if I take and I get the average here by adding them together and dividing by 2, right? That gives you the average. So then what I'm doing is I'm taking away a little bit from the bottom, right? So let's say I take a teeny bit away from there, and I take a teeny bit away from there, right? So now you see my bottom is smaller, right? But my top is a little bit bigger on each side, and this is my average. So now I've got simply base times height, and bam, then we're all done, right? And that's why the formula here for a trapezoid works, because you're averaging out the top base and the bottom base here. And that's super cool, my friends. All right, so let's do both of us a favor and get rid of that, all right? And now we're going to start plugging in the numbers. So we'll do that right now. I'm going to rewrite this as A equals, and then for base 1, I've got 4 kilometers, so I'm going to write 4 here. And then for base 2, I've got 12 kilometers, right? So I'm going to add plus 12, bam. Then that all gets divided by 2, and then I'm going to multiply all that by the height. And the height here, actually I can change that out. The height is 7, right? So let's go ahead and get rid of that and put 7 there. Alrighty, bam, all done. Okay, so now parentheses is what you do first, right? So I'm going to take 4 plus 12, and that is going to give me 16. So let's go ahead and write 16 right here. Now that is going to get divided by 2, right? So I drop the 2 there, and I'm actually going to put the A equals. And now I'm going to then add the times 7, right? So next, I'm going to come on over here and continue the formula over here. So 16 divided by 2 is going to give me 8, right? So I'm going to go A equals 8 times 7, right? And that's because 16 divided by 2 gives me 8, and then I've got the 7 here. And 7 times 8 is simple. That's going to give me 56, right? So A equals 56, and that is kilometers, and that's squared. So the entire area in here, right, of your animal reserve for those hibernating grizzly bears is 50, whoops, let's write it right in the center there. 56 kilometers squared. Bam, right there you have it, my friends. So, first of all, thank you so very much for helping out these hibernating grizzly bears. And second of all, as always, if you made a mistake anywhere along the way, no worries at all, my friend. Pause that video, fix that mistake. That is your fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.